What's up, everyone? How's everyone doing? It's Jerome Parker. Sorry I haven't streamed the last couple weeks. I've been very busy. But welcome to, what is this, part 7? Part 6, part 7 of the Stipe Laravel vue.js tutorial. So I've done a lot of work in the last couple weeks. And by the way, guys, excuse me because my allergies are really bothering me. But yeah, I've been doing a lot of work. In the special update, I explained how I was implementing the web request API and how I was going to add social integration with social light integration with it using the Stipe OAuth login process. Well, I went ahead and did that and did a couple more things that I'm going to show you here in a second. But today, what I want to add, or at least do part, I'll probably have to break this into 2 separate videos, but I want to add inventory management and price calculation. So right now we can do charges on the app. However, the charges are one-off charges. You have to calculate everything yourself. So what I want to do is be able to, for us to add our products, which can be a good or a service. And then when you go up on that charge screen, you can just click and add quantity and it'll calculate the price and then you charge based on that. So yeah, it's pretty much, and then we're going to build up on that so we can add stuff like inventory, etc., etc. But yeah, that's what we're going to do right now. If you haven't already, please subscribe to this channel, hit the bell so you get notified when I go live. And actually, I don't even have the chat up. But anyway, let's head over and switch views real quick. All right, so I bought a domain. It's not pos.jeromeparker.com anymore. It's now parkerpos.site. So parkerpos.site. You know, I have the intro, I have some use cases, etc., etc. You can check all this out yourself if you just head over to the website. And then the big elephant right here is this connect with Stipe. So I made a Stipe account, or a Stipe OAuth application, and all this is in the code. And let me sign in. Oh goodness. Oh, my phone's dead. Is it gonna let me? Oh, cool, awesome. All right, so we're gonna log in. I have a few accounts on here. Let's log in with my Master Shake 08 account. This is one of my app accounts. So I'm gonna connect. All right. So I added your available balance, your pending balance, and then your total balance was just the pending balance plus the available balance. Added some terms of service, add a pricing page, and I think that's pretty much all that I did since the last time. So what's going to change here is the amount. We're going to add a button here that's going to say add, I don't know, add items, add goods, services, or whatnot. And it's going to pull up a modal with all of our products that pull up from the Stipe product API. And then you can select the quantity, and it has a price attached to it. So the price times the quantity is how much is added to the total. And then it sets the total, it sets this total to that amount when you click exit. Or you can just manually put it in. And then we're going to add a section below here to manage our products. So we can see all of our products. We can add products, update products, delete products. Oh, goodness. Sorry about that, guys. This allergy season has been like the worst in I don't know how long. But okay, let me go ahead and pop out this chat. There we go. All right, so I have the Stipe API reference pulled up, set it over to PHP, and let's go down to products. All right. So a product representation, store representations of products you sell in product objects used in conjunction with SKUs. Products may be physical goods to be shipped or digital. So you have a product and you have a SKU. Let me break it down. So your product might be designer t-shirt. Okay, like all your t-shirts are $10, but then you have a SKU that represents each individual t-shirt. Okay, so you might have a graphic t-shirt that's a Marvel t-shirt. You might have a graphic t-shirt that's a DC t-shirt. You might have a blue t-shirt. You might have a red t-shirt, etc., etc. So actually, I need to rephrase what I was saying earlier. We're gonna have products and we're gonna have SKUs. And what's going to be pulled up is going to be all the SKUs categorized by the products that they are associated with. So it'll say like shirts, and then it'll show all of the shirts. It'll say shoes, show all the shoes, etc., etc. And the cool thing about products, they can be used in conjunction with subscriptions, but we'll get into that in a later video. So let's look at the product object. You have a product ID. You have your attributes. You got your name. You have your dimensions. If it's shippable, you have a list of SKUs. And yeah, so basically we can grab the products, and then from the products we can grab the SKUs. Okay. All right. And let's go to create a product. So basically, we're going to create a REST resource product controller. It's going to implement all of the CRUD operations for product. So the store method is going to implement this product create. So we're going to set the API key, and then we're going to pass in an array with the name, the type, the description, and different attributes. Does attributes even require? I don't even think attributes. Oh no, I don't think attributes is required. If it's not required, we're gonna start simple. Yeah, I don't think it is. Oh no. There we go. Yeah, I don't think it is. Nope, it's optional. Oh, my mouse. Okay, cool. So let's start there. Let's head over. I have the terminal up. We're going to do PHP artisan make controller. We're going to make it a resource controller. And we're going to call this, what was it, product controller. It's going to create the controller for us. Oh, I don't even have Atom open. Silly me. But while that's doing that, let's go ahead and create one for SKUs as well. And let's go ahead and get 2 birds with 1 stone. So PHP artisan make controller -- resource. Oh no. Resource SKU controller. Hell, this takes forever to load up. I need to get a new rig. So let's look at the SKUs actually while I'm talking about it. Let's go SKUs. All right. So SKUs. If I can get this mouse. There we go. Store representations of stock keeping units. That's what a SKU is. SKUs describe specific product variations, take into account any combination of attributes, currency, and cost. For example, a product may be a t-shirt, whereas a specific SKU represents the size is large, the color is red. Version of that shirt can also be used to manage inventory, which is what we're going to be doing for. So let's look at the SKU object. If I can get it. Hold on one second. Let me Bluetooth mouse, touchpad, and have condensation on my fingers. All right. Okay. So what's required? We have the currency, the inventory, and the price, and the product ID, I believe. Let's see. Yep. So we have the currency, the inventory, the price, and the product. So the product is the product ID that is associated with. The price, obviously, is the price measured in cents. The inventory, now this is going to have the type and the quantity child argument and a value, but value is optional. So if the count of inventory is available, the required type is finite. So, you know, if you only have 10 shirts to sell, then it needs to be finite. And the quantity needs to be 10. The type can be finite, bucket, or infinite. So finite is what I just described. Bucket is not quantified. So like you know, actually, I really don't know what a good difference between a bucket and infinite would be, because I was going to say, like, giving me teaching people how to code, right? I charge for that, but I just make it an infinite. I don't use bucket. I really don't know what bucket would be used for, to be honest. I think finite and infinite would be good enough. And then the value is an indicator if the inventory is available. So if it's a finite inventory, it can be in stock, limited, or out of stock. Will be present if and only if the type is bucket. This will be unset by any. Oh, okay. Okay. So that's when if it's in stock, limited, or out of stock. Okay. So if you're selling sneakers and you want to have, you know, you want to get more inventory, I guess. I don't know. I still don't understand. You can just not show it if you have to quantity 0. But what? Oh well. And then we have the currency, which is going to be the currency code for your product. So pretty simple. And here we go. Awesome. Let's go ahead and open this up. Product controller. Let's go ahead and actually, I don't know if we have access to the request object during the init, so let's not do that. So for index, what we're going to do is we are going to first, stripe. We're going to set the API key like we do for everything else. And that's going to be equal to request user, or just request user. Request user secret key. And then we're going to return response JSON. Let's go back over to products. Oh my god, I'm gonna get a new keyboard. This keyboard is so annoying. Maybe the batteries are dying. Actually, that would make sense. products. All right. We need to list all products. Stripe product array all, or Stripe product all. And then how did I do it in the other ones? Curious. Yeah, okay. I'm tripping. This is a function, a method call. All right, cool. So we get the set the API key. Oops. We return all the products. All right. And then the store method. That should be Stripe, not Stipe. User secret key, excuse me. And oh, I just realized I need to put request. All right, where was I? All right, so yeah, so let's go back over to the create a product. Let's just copy this. We'll change it to suit our needs. All right, so this is going to be, we'll call this request name, request type, request description, and request attributes. All right, simple enough. And then retrieve a product. All right, cool. So retrieve a product, we do the same thing. We need to override this. Add request. And then product equals, oh, I'm sorry. I didn't finish this. Product equals, and then we need to return a product. All right, so product equals Stripe. Stripe product. Retrieve ID. Actually, we're going to make a JSON, we're going to make a API resource for products because the product returns an array of SKUs. So instead of returning the product and then going through and returning all the SKUs on the front end, what we're going to do is create an API resource, and in that SKUs in that Skew's attribute, we're going to put an array of all the associated Skews. So let's halt right here. And let's head over and do PHP artisan make resource product resource. All right. We've got this resource right here. And then we're going to return, I'll get rid of this. ID equals this ID. what did I have on this? Name, type, description, attributes. All right, name this name. Yeah. Description. And we have attributes. Attributes. And then we have Skews equals and then we need to define what Skews are. Oh, I've been paying attention. Hope you don't have any questions or have any questions thus far. I'm ignoring them. What's up? Hey Jordan, how you doing, man? I've been thinking about creating an altcoin. However, I want something that's actually going to be useful. Not sure what though. Do you have any suggestions? I suggest that you send me an email. Let's talk offline. It's inquiries@jeromeparker.com. Send me an email and we can definitely talk about it. Where was I? Sorry. Excuse me. Blah, blah, blah. Reach Skew as, or reach this Skews as Skew. Equals wait a minute, let's talk about this. We have to grab anything about this because you have to set your API key. And we're not grabbing that. Let me think about this. Let me pull up the documentation. Oh my gosh, my allergies are killing me. Not straight. Let's see. Did that work? Let's see. Sorry, I'm thinking out loud. Extend JSON resource. This quantity. Okay, hold on. Well, I was trying to make it easier, but scope creep came in. That definitely would have made it harder. Let's just forget about this for right now. We'll just leave that like that. Let's go back to the product controller. Let's make this return response JSON product. All right, update. Update product. So basically, it's create all over again. Alright, that's not what I meant to do. And we set the product information. So we'll do it like we'll do it like this. Get rid of 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 this. And then we're just going to drop this. I'll drop this and make this product now. Then this, all these columns need to be semicolons. And then we just need our product save. All right. And then last but not least, delete a product. Retrieve, delete. Simple enough. Need to override at the request object so we can grab the user based off their API key. We want our response. JSON. What happened there? We'll return an array with success equals products. That should be everything. All right, now basically let's do the same thing for Skew controller. See if I have any questions. All right, cool. So here we go. I'm gonna create a Skew. Gotta pass in the we decided, I said I wasn't gonna do attributes actually because of the Skews thing. But oh well. Let's see, let me see something. Okay. Yeah. Because that's gonna be a little more complicated. All right, I'm gonna take the attribute stuff out. If because we're making this so anybody can edit it, it just be a little more array work that I don't care to do right now. Just because I want to keep this live stream within a certain time parameter. So yeah, we'll just focus on the required fields. Oh, so right here. Add a request. So on the index, we're going to return all of the Skews. JSON response. All right, and then here we go. We have the product ID that we're going to pass in. And then attributes, we're not going to worry about right now. We'll add that in later. The price, because I know most people aren't going to put it in pennies, we're going to put price times 100. The currency, yeah, let's go ahead and just put, I'm taking the lazy way. Yeah, I'm just gonna keep it US. And, let's see. Guess we gotta do a switch statement. Yeah, no, let's make that. That's getting the scope creep. Yeah, we'll just keep it. We'll just keep it finite. Let's see. What's the fastest way to go about this? All right, cool. So let's do a switch. It's finite. Alright, cool. So I'm gonna put a switch statement here, and if it's finite, then we'll worry about the quantity and all that. Otherwise, we won't. So if it's finite, then we're gonna look for the request. Quantity. Otherwise, we're gonna just make it infinite with no quantity. And then we need to return. We need to set this to Skew. Display the resource. So we need to set the API key. Override request, and then finally we just return the Skew as a JSON response. I didn't see you with it. Did you check that? In the kitchen? In the kitchen? Okay. Alright. Sorry about that. So update. Alright, so let's head over to the Skew update. Basically same thing. Note that a Skew's attributes are not editable. Good. Well, we're not even working with Skews anyway, or attributes anyway. So let's just Hold on 1 second, guys. Let me help my wife real quick. Sorry, guys. One more moment. Alright, guys, sorry about that. I had to help my wife with something. I'm just going to have to cut that part out after this video uploads, but that's all good. Alright, so let's go ahead and do a switch right here again. But instead of switching on the request type, we're going to switch on the Skew inventory type. Alright, so let's set our API key. Skew, oops. Oh, I guess. I have a Atom plugin that pulls in the PHP Stripe library, so If you're wondering what just happened there, I'll show you it. It imported at the top for me. All right, paste, and then Skew inventory. All right, we're gonna switch on the type. If it's finite, then we're gonna do the same thing we did with the other one. Oh, we can't edit the product ID. We can edit the price though. I don't think we can edit the currency either. Yeah, okay. So we can't edit the currency. And the only thing that we can change here, can we change the inventory? Yeah. All right. So we want to change it from actually no, it's finite. Then we just want to change the quantity, and otherwise we'll do the same thing here. Oh, I'm tripping. Sorry. Skew inventory. Okay, something don't look right. Why does it do that? Sorry, that just bothers me so much. All right. Really, that's the only thing you can say. All right, Skew save. And Skew save. All right. And then after you save all the attributes based on the switch clause, we're going to return response JSON Skew. And then last but not least, we need to implement the delete Skew functionality. Actually, let me see something. Okay, so we got that. That's not what I wanted. I do need to override this. Return response JSON. Alright, that's pretty much it. Oh yeah, I promised I'd show you guys. So you see up here, the Atom plugin automatically auto imports for me if I auto complete tab with it. All right, so this was the product controller Skew controller. We'll go ahead and delete this. We'll go ahead and delete the resources folder. And then we need to stage for commit. Commit. Alright, cool. How long am I this stream, man? Okay, almost at the 2-hour mark. That's good. Alright, so last thing we need to do is put this in API. Product and Skew routes. We'll have a route. We're gonna make it middleware off API. Gonna make it a resource route / product controller. We're going to add the Skew controller. Go ahead and save that. We'll stage this for commit. API routes for Skews / products. All right. And here's the cool thing. That's really all we have to do. And the reason why is because the charge functionality, we're just going to hook that into what we already have. On the front end, we're just basically, like I said, if you want to charge based off stuff in inventory, you hit a button, a modal is going to come up with all of your SKUs. And of course, one of the attributes for SKUs is price. And it's going to have a little quantity mark. So let's say something is $10 and you have 2 of them. If you put 2, it adds $20 to the total. And then from there, the charge route and everything else is the same. And this is a good example of reusability and decoupling your components. All right, so I might save that for part 2, the front end, because that's going to be another hour worth of code in and of itself, and my allergies are killing me. Let me go ahead and push this code. If you haven't already, head over to parkerpos.site. This is the live version of what I'm working on. And I mean, it's free. It's free to create an account. If you want to support this channel, go out and make some money using my platform. That's the best way. That's the best way you can support this channel. The pricing, if you use the cloud version of the app, it's 0.5% for every successful charge, and it's 1% for every successful subscription, and then all the fees really just going towards maintenance. And then of course you can do the self-hosted version. You have to put on your own cloud platform. You have to make your own Stripe integration, set up the product ID or the platform app ID and all that stuff. But you can also run it yourself. But yeah, if you don't have a Stripe account, you can create one instead of when you connect to Stripe. I'm already logged in, but if you saw from earlier in the video, I wasn't logged in, and it gave me an option to create a Stripe account right there. So yeah. Oh, the last thing, I don't know if I remember saying or not, but I added webhook integration so that when events happen on your account, you get notified. So right, I had it set to email notifications, but that was getting too much, so I set them to database notifications. So that's something else that I'm going to be doing. I need to add a little notification widget right here that'll show you all your notifications when you got paid, when you have invoices coming up, etc., etc. So does anyone have any questions about anything I've done so far? I'm trying to make it as simple as possible. Yeah, this is definitely going to be, it's probably going to be a 10 to 12 part series when I think about it after it's all said and done, because I want to build it incrementally at a time. But you know, we're eventually going to do the styling on this. It's going to look completely different. I made it a progressive web app, so you can install this on your phone. And for those of you who did not know, when you make a progressive web app on Android, when you add it to your home screen, it actually creates an APK package, which is the file extension that the apps use. It stands for Android Packaging Kit, I believe. So it actually creates an app. It's not a shortcut. It actually creates an app, and inside that app, it's loading your web app, your website. So it's not a shortcut. It's literally a packaging an app. So go head over parkerpos.site and you know, click that at the home screen. Starting this month, they're deprecating the feature where it automatically promotes you, and it's going to be replaced with a user-gested request. So the user is going to actually have to click a button or use voice or something like that to trigger the add to home screen function. I actually like this better because now you can just put a banner, you put a button or whatever, you know, add this app to your home screen now. And I really think that's going to help web apps take off. Just make it that, you make it that simple just to add it. You don't have to go to the app store or nothing like that. It's going to make progressive web apps take off. But that's a whole nother talk for another time. I might talk about that tomorrow, actually. But like I said, if there's no other questions, I'm going to wrap this up. We did the back end portion for the SKUs and the products. Next coding live stream, we'll do the front end. And after that, for real, we should be good to start doing some more of the advanced stuff. I'm gonna go through some test cases and stuff like that, but next week should be we should start getting into the styling aspect of it. So everyone, like I said, if you haven't hit the subscribe button, tap that subscribe button on the page. Sorry, there we go. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, tap the bell, get notified whenever I go live. If you don't follow me on social media, follow me on Instagram and Twitter at MasterShake08. You can also follow my Facebook page, facebook.com/Jerome Parker. Follow my website, jeromeparker.com. You can subscribe when I post new blog articles or I post new app links, etc., etc. And yeah, I appreciate you guys. Thanks for thanks for the feedback on this playlist. I think this playlist, the Stripe with Vue and Laravel playlist, has definitely been my most successful. And the feedback I'm getting from it is amazing. You guys are telling me what you like, you guys are telling me what you hate, and I appreciate the raw honesty. And I do listen to you guys, and I use those suggestions to help build my videos. So please keep doing it. But in the meantime, this is Jerome Parker. Come back tomorrow for my tech talk. I will be taking calls tomorrow. So, be ready. Be ready to call in. I might even do a t-shirt giveaway. We'll see. But like I said, peace guys. I love y'all. Appreciate y'all. Take care.